So the radial artery is essentially the continuation of the brachial artery. It's heading in the same direction, and the main way you can see it is essentially when the ulnar artery branches off. That usually comes at a bit of an angle. You can see that in the cubital fossa, the ulnar artery actually deviates medially, and then the radial artery is essentially the continuation of that brachial artery. It doesn't have like a obvious branch. It sort of just continues, and then the ulnar artery divides medial to that. And look, the main path of the radial artery, so essentially it goes, medial to that biceps tendon, and then it passes over the supinator muscle. You can see that just below there, and you can see how that's supinating because it's actually going to, turn the hand upwards like that. So I just remember like supinator, holding a bowl of soup. You have to, have your palm facing upwards to hold a bowl of soup. That's a dumb way I remember that muscle's purpose. And then it actually goes over pronator teres tendon, and you can see that there, like it's essentially going perpendicular to the supinator muscle, and the insertion is on the lateral aspect, and then that's going to pronate the hand, pronate the arm, actually. And then it actually keeps going over a few other muscles, including the superficial flexor digitorum muscle, or flexor digitorum superficialis. Then it also continues to head across the flexor pollicis longus, which is just down there. And then it also goes, we'll go to a different view here, where we can see a deeper view of the muscles, and we've actually got pronator quadratus, which it actually crosses over to. And then you can essentially feel the radial artery where it becomes very superficial just at the wrist before it goes deep into the snuff box, the anatomical snuff box. And it goes deep to the tendons of the thumb, which abduct it, so the abductor pollicis longus, and then also extensor pollicis brevis as well. It goes over flexor pollicis longus, like the origin of that muscle, but it passes below the abductor of the thumb and the extensor of the thumb. Okay, and that's when it goes into the snuff box. But you can essentially feel just before it goes into the snuff box at the wrist, where it's very, very superficial, and that's where you do your ABGs, your arterial lines, everything like that. So that's how you get access to the radial artery. And essentially, like, the way the artery sort of runs in the arm is essentially from, medial to the biceps tendon, and it just goes all the way down to the styloid process of the radius, and sort of like a diagonal from medial to lateral direction. And yeah, that's the radial artery.